Hello, this is Celeste from Black Metal Artists, and today I am here with the people behind the project Achryma. Hello,
Hi,
Hi.
nice
Hello,
to meet
thanks
you.
for having us.
thank you. Now to get started, how did Achryma first come together as a project?
Well, it started as an idea from me. I wanted to make some more emotional and a bit darker music than I was making before. And for that plan to happen, I wanted some people to get involved. And the best ones that I wanted, and the specific ones that I wanted, are the ones around us now in this interview. So I kind of approached them about this with the concept and a bit of demo material to listen to. Um, and maybe you were the first one that I contacted, so maybe you can tell how that happened.
Uh, I don't actually remember.
We were eating in a restaurant.
Really?
No, actually, we were.
We were also eating.
Yeah.
We like to eat
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot. We like to eat.
Yeah, in Hollowlight.
Yes.
Yeah. But I was spending a lot of time with a different band. Um, and I don't play drums in that other band. And I wanted to play drums again because I've played lots of years, but yeah, circumstances, and I didn't play much. But now I have more time to spend on drums, and so that's why I said like, all right, cool. Send me those demos, and I will check it out. And I fell in love with the music, so that's how I joined, I think.
It was also really cool because if I write music, I always gram some drums over it to have this idea of a full track because it doesn't sound like a real song to me if the drums are not there. So there are these temporary drums, and when he changed it to the things he did, it really elevated the songs to a new level. So
Hmm.
that was also one of the moments that made it very clear for me, even yeah, this is the right decision, this is the right guy. Um,
It was actually very funny because we were also talking about doing something together. And then I think at one of the shows of the band I play with, I met our drummer, not knowing that he was a drummer. And he said, "Yeah, I'm going to do something with GH." I'm like, damn, there goes my opportunity. And they didn't know that he was going to be the drummer. So that's like, yeah, everything came together.
Yeah, it was a funny moment actually because yeah, we talked a lot about doing a project together, about making something more with black metal influences in it together. And I think the idea in your head was kind of clear, like I will be the guitarist of this new project.
Yeah,
Um, but
because
yeah,
he's also a guitar player. That's why.
yeah,
Yeah.
they talked without me being there about my project, and he said I'm involved, so he was thinking. Oh,
Yeah.
so I will not be involved then. So I went out to eat with him then with Sven to talk about the project, and there it really felt seeing him like some tension fell off when I said, "Do you want to be the guitarist of it?" So that was a nice, funny thing, and I think Nick for bass was also the first idea to involve in this project, and we contacted him really fast when the three of us kind of had this bass line of the band, and now we needed a bass player. So, Nick, what was your first
Yeah.
experience?
Yeah. When I heard the people that were involved and Jan asked me if I wanted to join, I was pretty much on board from the get-go. I didn't really have to listen to the tracks. I was like, yeah, I'm in, just send it over and I'm sure it will be exactly my thing. And so yeah, I was really happy because I mean I'm the one guy from different country and these three guys together probably know 1,000 bass players from around their regions, but they came up and asked me and trust me with my bass playing and art. And yeah, that's why I was in from the get-go. It was very honored.
That's really nice. I'm surprised they didn't take you out to eat because it seems like everyone just went out to eat together at first.
Yeah, there was a bit of a distance.
You have to wine and dine us first.
Now, what inspired the name behind this project and what does it represent for you?
Um, a lot of ideas kind of got written down on paper because I think a band name is a really important thing. It's the start of your identity as a band, and I think it's important that it sounds and really fits the music. And the first songs that I kind of wrote into lyrics for Achryma, they were kind of therapeutic for myself. They were about loss, about how you kind of go forward after experiencing some pain and losing someone very close. So I wanted the band name also to kind of have this element of sadness in it. And Achryma comes from a Dutch or Latin or a word used here called lacrima. And lacrima is Latin for teary, being teary, being sad, being like melancholical. So it's a reference to a state of mind that's all about sadness and everything involved with sadness. That's the meaning of the band name.
Hmm, okay, interesting. Now I guess you briefly brought up like certain like themes or emotions, but it could you dive deeper into those themes or emotions that you try to express through the music?
Yes, it's not only about the sadness and the pain and the loss, but also with this kind of drive and focus to keep going in life. You know, as we all age, we experience stuff. We lose people, we lose very close people. We have these obstacles in life, and if we only let these things define us, that will mean that life only will get more sad. And that's not a nice thing to have. So we as humans, as individuals, we have to find a way to keep being happy, to keep to stay happy in life and have goals and passions and then have the drive to go further. And with these first songs, I really wanted to show the pain, show the darkness, but also the light that's still there. And there are so many good things to live for and to be happy about that we cannot let the bad things only be our new identity. So it's a lot about pain, a lot about darkness, but with this kind of positive message in it. And that's with the first EP that we recorded. The two songs are having this kind of insight in them.
That's really interesting. I kind of like that aspect, especially with like the elements of like loss and stuff like that. Because anyone can write and has done it before, but I kind of like the in-depthness that you mentioned on that. Now what influenced your more atmospheric black metal sound on Hollowlight?
I think we kind of agreed all together that we wanted something a little bit more unique sounding, uh, not just something that you could fit in one box of music. Um, and the atmospheric element is something we all enjoy in music. We all enjoy heavy music, but we all enjoy also this element of beauty in music. And I think the atmospherical element in Achryma is this beautiful element that comes to it. It's heavy music, it's dark music, but for us it's also beautiful music. And that's just a really, really important part of the identity of this band.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like that. Um, Now what is the recording process that happened with your EP?
Why is everybody looking at me?
Even Nick is looking at you.
The recording process, yeah, we recorded everything at my studio because I run a studio for life, for a living. First we did the drums. I did them on my own because I like to take my time for it. And then we did, I think, all the guitars and vocals. And then Nick came over from his place.
Yeah.
He spent a week recording, and then we also did like a lot of band stuff, like we went out for dinner.
Of course.
A lot.
Uh,
People have to eat.
and we made the band pictures.
Yeah.
We did everything like what we needed to do with the four of us together. And then I think we recorded some clean guitars afterwards.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
it
Obviously, it was very like from a remote perspective, and at first we sent like demos around and for everyone to listen to and check out and say what they like and what they didn't like. And in the studio, we came together then, at least for my part, when everything was more or less decided, or what we thought would be decided. But then in the end, when we were together, a lot of ideas came up naturally, and we tried some things out in last minutes in the studios, and it was a nice time and a full packed week for a lot of band business. But yeah, it's like the recording process was still involving some songwriting process in a way, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice dynamic also in the pre-production process and so on, as Nick said, that we were sending out demos and trying things out and so on. It's like it all flowed very naturally, I think. And what also is really that what I liked as well about the whole process is we went as analog as possible, like to especially today in this day and age of inboard mixing. I think we used a lot of outboard gear,
lots of it.
lots of it. We used real amplifiers, we used real drums. So this is like yeah, a real signature sound that we went for.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I like that. I like hearing about it being more like analog in a way. And especially how you guys kind of came together within like that week to do all that. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Um,
It's an awesome
now,
week.
now, do you prefer being more of an independent band, or would you ever consider signing with a label in the future?
Well, at this moment, we are still talking to people and seeing where this will bring us. But we kind of decided as a band that we wanted to throw something at the world to exist. So the first EP is our hi to the world. We are a thing. And this is what we are doing, and also some kind of experiment for ourselves. Does the music, we wrote it for ourselves and we enjoyed, but it's also interesting as a band to see how will other people react to it. Will they like it? Will they kind of feel the value of the song for us? Will they feel it also, or is it just something else? And we kind of threw the first EP out there, but we actually recorded more than one EP, so there is more. But with the rest that is about to come, we want to see what's possible. We want to talk to people to see can we collaborate with some labels or persons or entities. And if the deal is right, then it will be something we are very open to. But it has to feel right. The music has to be on the first place, the most important thing. It doesn't have to be a commercial thing. We want it to go out there to be able to reach the right people. And if we find people that can help us to get there, then we will really, really be happy to work together with them. And we are already talking with some nice people and who would like to get involved, but at this moment there is not really anything clear yet what that path will be for us. So there there will be new music, but will it be independently or not? That's at this moment
Yeah,
a mystery.
it has to serve the music in the first place, and has to serve the art that we want to make.
No, I totally get it. I think that's great, especially that you guys wanted to, I guess, test the waters out first and then kind of like look for it and decide. I think that's a good thing to do, especially nowadays. Um,
Yeah.
Now, an interesting question is, what bands or artists had the biggest impact on your music style?
Ooh, that's a difficult one actually, because we listen to a lot. Um, we are have this really broad kind of taste in music, and I think it's more about the feeling that the music creates than having this kind of similar element to another band.
Mhm.
If there are elements similar, that's kind of a coincidence, I think. And if it's a
Mhm.
band that we like, then whatever. Um, I think for me, the reason to create Achryma was because before that I was more active in the melodic death metal world, and I wanted
Mm.
something more emotionally and darker and a bit more laid back is the wrong kind of usage of words, but metal is not always, but a lot about speed and showing skills.
Mhm.
And that's the thing that I didn't want with this project. It had to be music, beautiful music, and not to show off. I can play this fast, or I can play a solo like this. It's cool if you can do that. It's fun to see on the stage, but in my eyes, that's then you're not creating the music from your soul or something like that. It's just more like this ego-centered of creating something. And with Akrima, that's not the thing. We make the music that we could tear up to say something, music that has an impact emotionally. Um, and for me, I remember that as a teenager, there was this movie soundtrack that really had this imprint on me, and that was the soundtrack from the movie 28 Days Later, which is
Mm.
a very popular zombie movie. And John Murphy made the music for that one, and his music was really slow. It has this post-rock vibe, and there were not many notes used in there. It's like a really trancy and slow. It wasn't metal, it wasn't heavy,
Mm.
but it felt so heavy because of the emotional depth that that music gave. And I think I was like 13 or 14 years old when I kind of checked that out. And since that moment, I knew sometime in life I want to make something that can have the same impact. It's a completely different style, but what Akrima is doing is, for me, having that impact. I don't know what for you guys.
Think
You get that?
especially, yeah. For me, black metal is feels like coming home. Also finding my playing style and so on. I also played in thrash metal band before, metalcore band as well, but I never had that kind of self-expression that I have right now. This is really what I lacked previously, and this is why I'm so grateful to playing together with these guys and with Nick on the other side, because it's like it's bringing light into the darkness, through the darkness. Yeah, that makes sense, you know.
For me, it does.
What about you? No?
I think we in Europe, the underground isn't that fruitful in a way. Like um, we all have this black metal background, like somewhere more distant, maybe even. But you have to we found ourselves in bands that didn't really fit the same dark black metal styles that we maybe have wanted. And for me, it's also like was said, like coming home, like to this darker music that really, yeah, fits like better to my self-expression than the other projects that we had before. So it's really great feeling.
Awesome. Well, I think that was really nice to hear, especially with the emotion and then like that feeling of coming home. Because I also kind of resonate with that a bit with the black metal and stuff. Um, but yeah, how do you approach creating atmosphere and mood in these compositions?
Kind of comes naturally also because if you write with a specific emotion
Mhm.
in your thoughts, then you only record the riff that really kind of enlarges that feeling or kind of presses the right buttons to make the feeling grow. Um, um, if you write a sad song and you make it too fast or too aggressive, you will not feel more sad. The emotion will just shift to something else, like angriness or something like that.
Yeah.
And with these projects, if you, for me, if I speak for me, if I feel really bad and I listen to the songs, then it can kind of get me out of an abyss or a ditch because it kind of it fits the same feeling, but it recognizes it's or something like that. Um, so when writing and the riffs feel right, they get recorded, and building a song is then like some kind of trance. It doesn't take very long. Also, if the first right riff is there, then it can be that a song is born in like 2 hours,
Mm.
Mm.
and then it's ready to send to the other members, and they can say what they think, change stuff, add their stuff to it, and um, it's really a really really natural and an emotional process. There are no mathematics involved, there are no rules involved. It's not like in this pop culture world you have these rules, like you have a verse and you have a chorus in the song, and in the end you have to double the chorus, and a song has to be like 3 minutes because
Mhm.
the span of
Yeah, attention span.
yeah, attention span of people is not long enough. But those are things we don't think about. That we don't write for other people, we do it for ourselves. And if we like a song with a clean intro, and the next song also has a clean intro, and the next song also has a clean intro, if those songs on its own are the best with that clean intro, we do it. But in a commercial sense of thinking, you would change that because people will say, "Oh, you have the same approach 3 times in a row,"
Mm.
but we don't care. We do this not for them, we do it for us.
That's indeed also the interesting contradiction within black metal music. I feel there has always been the music genre that goes against the rules and against the establishment, but there are also so many unwritten rules that wants to be followed because it has to be some. And but we in this project we forget about everything like that. We just build layers upon layers upon layers and try to tell the story and try to paint a picture to go in a certain direction. So yeah.
I think layers is a good word
Yeah.
also for the atmosphere that we are creating, because it's there are some like violins and stuff on the background, and they have this. Sometimes they create this melancholic feel in a song. Sometimes they make it more beautiful to listen to. But if you take them out there, it will still be some kind of black metal song. It will still be atmospheric, but it will be a little bit less of this atmosphere. So layers really add a lot to it. Um, the songs have to stand strong without it,
Hmm.
but with them they only get better, and that's the point.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I like that idea a lot, and I like that you guys kind of just do what you want instead of even following like the more unwritten rules. Because there definitely are some, like I've read about it. So yeah. What do you hope listeners take away from when they listen to your music?
Hmm. I think that's a very difficult question because you cannot kind of fill in what other people experience or think. But I think it would be a compliment when people kind of feel attached to a song because they went through something and they kind of recognize themselves in the lyrics and in the feeling, that the song really resonates with their lives. But in the meantime, that's a very sad thing to hope because then we are hoping people are experience bad stuff. So that's not the case. But I think it's just very good if people can enjoy it. It's music that we wrote to enjoy ourselves, and the more people that can enjoy it, the better. Um, I think that's for me and a very important thing.
Yeah,
How do
and if
you?
they
Yeah.
and if they find comfort in it, like what they're feeling, that they're not alone in what they're feeling, that it's always also lived by other people. And I've always thought like it doesn't matter what you do, but if you can only change one life, one person's life, then you've already succeeded in what you want to do, I think. And that's yeah.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. And I think for all of us, music
Mm,
is it's such a huge part of our identity
mm.
of who we are. I think it's one of the main things that helped us through the most difficult times that there can be.
Oh yeah.
Maybe also things that kind of had a big influence in growing up and stuff like that. Um, Music isn't just background entertainment for us. It's more than that. I think even our looks and stuff like that are also built on growing up with music and with certain bands and styles. Um, if what we do could do something like that with someone else, that would be the biggest compliment ever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. There's also this concept like the death of the artist, when you're like when in the creation process you put everything you try to link the emotions to that you want to link to the song. You bring everything of it in, but then when the product, the song is finished and it goes out there, it's in the end the artist is already dead, and it is what the people do with the sound, and that's what's really interesting for us to we put like a whole huge amount of emotions into the songs, but then and I think you can hear that, and the listeners can hear that, but what they take from it, what the emotions do with them, that's exactly on their own, and that is what it's all about.
That's really interesting. I definitely like all your different takes on it because even then, like it still kind of connects as like one type of thing that at the end of it. Now kind of as a final question here, what are the future plans since this release of Hollowlight?
well, even for us at this moment, it's a little question mark. We have more music recorded, and we also have more music ready that still needs to be recorded. So there is a lot happening behind the curtain.
Mhm.
We love to write, we love to create, and the project is only in its first phase at this moment.
Mhm.
It's like a newly born baby at this moment, and
Mhm.
we like to see it grow. We like to see where it goes. We like to see it evolve. And now we are kind of figuring out what the next steps will be. And we hope we can set those steps really quickly.
That's great. Well, I definitely appreciate that, and I like to hear that you guys are still working on this, especially because it is a newer project. But yeah, thank you so much. It's definitely been a pleasure speaking with you guys, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you
Thank you
Thank
very
so
you.
much,
much.
Likewise.